Angela Deem and Michael Ilesanmi's relationship on 90 Day Fiancé has been one of the most dramatic and controversial storylines in the show's history. Their tumultuous love affair has been marked by shocking arguments, cultural clashes, and moments of raw emotion. But when Angela's birthday approaches, and Michael leaves her home in disarray, the situation takes a darker turn. Angela, who has long been a fan favorite, and sometimes a source of frustration for viewers, now faces a question that resonates with anyone who's ever experienced betrayal or disappointment. Can she still celebrate life, or is she too traumatized to move forward? Angela and Michael's relationship has always been a mix of passion and tension. When they first met, there was an undeniable spark. Despite the vast cultural differences between Angela, a fiery woman from Georgia, and Michael, a more reserved man from Nigeria. Their chemistry was palpable, but as with many reality TV relationships, things quickly became complicated. From visa issues to trust problems, their relationship never seemed to follow a straightforward path. Angela has always been fiercely protective of her personal autonomy, often clashing with Michael's desire to maintain more traditional views of marriage. These cultural differences have led to explosive arguments and emotional confrontations, especially as Angela has struggled with the idea of submitting to her husband's wishes, or even sharing the control she's used to. Yet, amidst the drama, there were moments of tenderness. Michael's commitment to Angela, despite her fiery nature, spoke volumes. And Angela, in turn, seemed to feel an overwhelming sense of attachment, even if her displays of affection were occasionally overshadowed by her aggressive behavior. The turning point in their relationship came when Michael allegedly left Angela's home in an absolute mess. For a woman who prides herself on control, cleanliness, and a well-maintained household, this act of negligence was more than just a messy home, it was a metaphor for the emotional wreckage in their relationship. Angela, who has always demanded respect from those around her, particularly from Michael, was devastated by the state of her living space. The sight of unclean dishes, cluttered rooms, and a lack of care sent Angela into an emotional tailspin. It wasn't just about the physical mess. It was a sign that Michael had failed to live up to the expectations she had for their marriage. This incident marked a serious breach of trust between the couple and opened up a deeper wound in their already fragile relationship. Michael's departure from the house was perceived by Angela as the ultimate betrayal. She felt discarded, invisible, and unworthy of the respect she had always demanded. Her emotional distress was palpable, and fans of the show were left wondering how she would cope with this latest betrayal. Angela has always been a woman of extremes, known for her larger-than-life personality, quick temper, and fiery outbursts. But beneath the tough exterior, it's clear that Angela is deeply sensitive to rejection and failure. The thought that Michael would leave her home in a state of disarray, especially given the emotional investments they both made, was a trauma she was struggling to process. In the aftermath of Michael's departure, Angela began questioning herself. Was this the end of their relationship? How could she ever feel secure in a marriage where such blatant disrespect was allowed to occur? For a woman who already carries emotional scars from her past, this incident felt like yet another blow. Angela began to ask herself the tough questions about whether she could continue celebrating her life, or whether the trauma of Michael's actions would overshadow everything. Angela's birthday, which was quickly approaching, became a focal point of her emotional turmoil. For many people, birthdays are a time of joy, celebration, and reflection on the past year. However, for Angela, the prospect of celebrating seemed impossible. How could she throw a party or revel in the excitement of another year when she felt abandoned, betrayed, and deeply wounded? In a candid moment, Angela shared her thoughts with fans on social media. "I don't even know if I can celebrate this year," she wrote, her vulnerability apparent. When you're left to pick up the pieces of a broken relationship, it's hard to feel joy. Michael's actions have left me questioning everything. Angela's fans, many of whom had followed her journey on 90 Day Fiancé since the beginning, reacted with a mix of sympathy and concern. Some expressed their heartbreak for Angela, encouraging her to find strength in herself and reminding her that she was loved by many. Others, however, questioned whether Angela's actions were an overreaction, pointing out that Michael's behavior was just one part of the larger issues in their relationship. As the days passed, Angela's emotional struggle continued to intensify. On one hand, she desperately wanted to move on from the pain Michael caused, but on the other, she felt trapped in her own sense of grief. The trauma of Michael leaving her home, combined with the looming disappointment of her birthday, made it hard for Angela to see a way forward. Angela's friends, who had long seen her as a strong, independent woman, now found themselves worried about her well-being. They encouraged her to take time for self-care, but Angela was hesitant. "I don't know if I can just let this go," she admitted in a tearful conversation with her best friend. "How do I move on from something like this?" At the heart of Angela's struggle was a deep sense of betrayal. She had invested so much in her relationship with Michael, hoping that the love and connection they shared would grow over time. But now, the cracks in their foundation were too wide to ignore, and Angela found herself questioning whether she could ever trust Michael again. Despite the intense emotional pain she was experiencing, Angela's fans were hopeful that she could find healing and joy again. The reality TV star has faced a number of challenges in her life, from personal struggles to the pressures of public scrutiny, but she has always managed to bounce back. Could this moment be just another chapter in Angela's complicated story? Angela's social media posts continued to offer glimpses into her emotional journey. In one post, she shared a picture of herself enjoying a quiet moment of solitude, writing, "Sometimes the best way to heal is to be still and reflect. I've been through a lot, but I know I'm strong. It's just going to take time."